Amid all this, the British pound is continuing to weaken on the markets as fears of the UK leaving the EU without a deal increase. And our business editor, Stephen Carroll, is with me here on set with more on that for us. Stephen, what's happening today then as it is?
Well, there's a saying that markets go up by the stairs and down by the lift, and we're not at the ground floor when it comes to sterling yet. The fall that started last week is continuing today in trading. The pound sterling down again against the dollar and the euro. It's now lost over 2% against the dollar since Boris Johnson became Prime Minister just 6 days ago. This, as the markets feel that his leadership is increasing the likelihood of the UK leaving the European Union without an exit deal. So $1.21 and €1.09. That's where sterling is just a short time ago. Now, against both currencies, this is the lowest level we've seen in 2 years. Remember that before the referendum, sterling was trading around $1.45. That's the first red box that you can see on that graph. Then you have it hitting those lows in March of 2017 is what we're looking at now. That's where we're very close to with the current position for sterling. If it falls through that floor, we'll go back to the lowest level since January 2017. And this is all because, as we know, the markets don't like uncertainty. And the exact impact of either a hard Brexit or new elections are very uncertain outcomes for the markets. It's tough to see how the pound would get through either situation without taking more of a beating. As one analyst is putting it today, sterling is making its slow and delayed arrival at the no-deal party.
If you get the answer to this next question right, you can make a fortune yourself. How low could sterling go, Stephen?
Unsurprisingly, we don't have an answer to that. Traders are saying that if an election were called, for example, sterling could go as low as 118 against the dollar. That'd be a fall of another 2 or 3%. Of course, that's a gamble, so the outcome could lead to sterling moving in either direction. A no-deal Brexit, according to analysts at the bank ING, would see sterling falling potentially to $1.10, and that means we're also looking at parity with the euro.
Who's this going to affect?
Well, the people most immediately affected are those travelling to or from Britain. It's peak holiday season here in Europe, so that means if you're a British tourist travelling abroad, everything just got more expensive, and if you're a tourist travelling to Britain, things just got a little bit cheaper. The FTSE 100 index of shares closed up 1.8% yesterday. It's up again at the start of trading today, and that's because that index is dominated by exporting firms. So weaker sterling, better news for exporters because their goods are cheaper abroad, although it's worth pointing out that's not universal across industries, as a lot of companies have to import parts to make their products, which of course means they're impacted by sterling not buying as much abroad either. Less good news as well for those foreign companies that sell their products in the UK. Think particularly of food producers. The UK is a big importer of food. Those industries operate on very tight margins, so a movement in sterling can really have a disastrous effect on some of those businesses. In turn, of course, if those companies are forced to raise their prices, that means higher prices for UK consumers as well.